Hello everyone, so glad you could make it. This will be my second video about Nidal Hasan, the Fort Hood shooter who killed 13 United States Army soldiers and one civilian employee, and as well as wounding 30 more, over 30 more. He also wounded a police officer and was almost terminally wounded himself. But he survived, as you all know. But I'm not going to talk about his past so much. I'm going to talk about his future. See, as most of you know, he got court-martialed by the United States Army and was sentenced to death. He acted as his own attorney and really made no effort to get himself spared the death penalty for obvious reasons. He has 72 virgins waiting for him when he dies. However, the prosecutor said that, do not be mistaken, do not be misled, do not be fooled. He is not giving his life. We are taking his life. It is not his gift to God. It is his debt to society. He was, is, and will and cannot be a martyr, ever, or something to that effect. But as anyone with a half-developed brainstem knows, Nidal Hasan, he's not the kind of guy who really gives a fuck what some infidel prosecutor or jury thinks. He doesn't give a fuck about what a court-martial thinks about his actions. But the bad news for Nidal Malik Hasan, formerly Major, now known as Inmate, is that the Uniform Code of Military Justice does not work the way the civilian legal system does, or at least not quite. See, they're going, like the court system in the civilian world, whenever there's a death sentence, whenever a death sentence is imposed, there's an automatic appeal. Unlike the civilian court systems, he cannot cancel the appeal. The Uniform Code of Military Justice will not allow him to go down without trying to spare his life, regardless of whether he likes it or not. As you know, they have forcibly shaved his beard. For the trial, I don't know if they've done it again. They probably have, but he's been complaining about, his cell, his conditions, and all that stuff. He even went on a hunger strike. And last year, that was the last update we got from him. We got about him. However, he has since declared himself a soldier of Allah and even wrote al-Baghdadi asking for citizenship in the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria, also known as ISIS. Anyway, the future of Nidal Hasan, his execution is at best years away, perhaps even decades, because the military, surprisingly, really likes to drag ass when it comes to executing people. They haven't executed somebody since the 60s, and there has been one of their inmates at Leavenworth, or the United States Disciplinary Barracks, has been there for 30 years, approximately 30 years on death row. There are currently 5 inmates on the military's death row, Nidal Hasan included. And the military is just not big on executing people. And remember how I said that he is required by military law to appeal? To top it all off, he will not be allowed to represent himself again. He is going to get his day in court and a chance to live, whether he wants it or not. And this is going to cost the United States taxpayer millions more dollars, and they're going to be, force feeding him, force shaving him and all that stuff, rather than simply letting him starve to death. He even boasted that he would get down to and maintain a weight of 99 pounds. To the best of my knowledge, he is still a paraplegic, meaning paralyzed from the waist down and confined to a wheelchair. However, the United States military is still paying for all his expenses, including his medical expenses, his food, his housing, and all his utilities. And that, my friends, is going to go on for many years, if for a time span measured in years, if not decades. And Nidal Hasan will most likely continue to troll. He will probably spend the rest of his life basically trolling America. You know, like trying to get citizenship in ISIS and all that crap. Declaring himself a soldier of Allah and everything. He may even, write a manifesto and publish it or something. It wouldn't surprise me. And I'm pretty sure that in future court-martials, future appeals, whatever you want to call them, he will continue to make scenes and have courtroom outbursts and get himself kicked out. Because there's a lot of people that want him dead, but as we all know, that's pretty much the highest award, the best award the military can give him. He'd rather have the death penalty than the Medal of Honor or anything. He would rather have it than the Medal of Honor, a promotion to general or anything like that. This is the best thing that the military can give him. And anyway, he served 21 years in the Army before doing his thing. And that, to me, it really shows he's a true believer, because he had somewhere to go. He had a future. I mean, he could have retired with full benefits, and that pension would have been worth a lot. But no, he chose to take a gun, yell Allah Akbar, and start killing people. His commitment is pretty fierce. It's pretty astonishing. And now he will spend the rest of his life in Leavenworth, Kansas, in a maximum security facility run by the United States military. And he may never be executed. He may die of complications relating to his injuries. And I don't know if that constitutes martyrdom or not. You'll have to check with him if that constitutes martyrdom or not. But anyway, I thank you for watching my video. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Peace.